Hey guys, Bridge here, and in this video I want to talk about what should you do if you run out of design clients. Now this is going to be especially important for you freelancers out there, but also if you're looking for a part-time or a full-time job position. So the very first thing, and also the trend which I noticed, and I've been there and done that at the time, is that you essentially start focusing on things like posting on social media or just refining your portfolio to death. And this is all good, but let's take a step back and let's really figure out from a high level what's going on and what is going to be the most efficient thing to do if you want to get clients as soon as possible. So there's going to be three elements. The very first one is the portfolio. Then we have your social media presence, which in my opinion is optional. If you want social media, I think that the only really essential social media for designers is LinkedIn, since it's basically your digital CV. But let's take it one step at a time. And then there's going to be the outreach. And by outreach, I essentially refer to the moment where you reach out actively to potential clients. So this can be, for example, applying to job boards, or even better, doing things like cold email outreach or LinkedIn outreach, or just messaging directly business owners and people who might hire you for a project or for a contract. Now, just as I teach in my portfolio course, the portfolio, of course, is going to be really important to nail at first, since this is almost your digital CV, meaning that you're going to show all the projects, all of your experience in a very simple formula. So, of course, your portfolio has to be good in order to make the outreach more effortless and more effective. So you should focus on your portfolio, of course, but if you already have a portfolio up, I wouldn't really spend most of the day just refining your portfolio. Your portfolio should be something that, once it's good to go, you should only focus on the outreach. And let's talk about social media just before we talk about the outreach, because I've seen there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to social media, especially platforms like Dribbble or Behance. And I don't have anything against those. I myself have a Dribbble and a Behance, and I posted many shots, especially on the Dribbble page. But what I noticed over the years, since I've been doing this for over 9 years, guys, is that if you just post Dribbble shots, you're not really going to maximize your chances of finding clients on demand, and that is something that you want, because you don't really want to find clients randomly, maybe like one every 2 months or one every 6 months, or maybe you're lucky and you find it the same day, but it's rarely the case. So social media, it's essentially, and if we take like an example of Dribbble, Pinterest, Instagram, all of those pretty much go under the same realm. You're essentially sending like a shot, which is going to be together with so many other shots, with thousands of other shots, in the hope that one client is going to notice you at that very moment, and it's also going to reach out to you via email or whatnot. And doing this activity is really like throwing I wouldn't know how to say I'm thinking about the Italian expression, but basically it's just like throwing a shot in the sky and hope that it doesn't go in your head. So this works but it's a long-term strategy, and usually the type of clients which I found in this way aren't really like the high-profile ones. Sometimes it happens, maybe you can find a high-profile one, but it's rarely the case. So definitely keep that in mind. So keep social media to a minimum if you want to find design clients straight away. So this leaves us to the very last part, which is the outreach. And basically the outreach is what I recommend you to do day in and day out. Once you have a portfolio established, once you have a basic social media like LinkedIn, which is your digital CV, and it's important these days, this is what is going to bring the dough home, meaning that it's going to bring design clients. And essentially this is what I recommend all the time in my courses, and also to my mentees. So this is going to bring the results straight away. So if you were to, for example, spend one day doing activities, and assuming that you have no work whatsoever and you have a basic portfolio, what I would recommend you to do is pretty much fill that day with outreach until you find a client or a project. And then when you find a client or a project, maybe divide the day something around these lines. So basically you have your client work, and then maybe you miss that extra amount of work, so do more outreach. And this is going to bring a lot of value in the short term and especially in the long term. Because if you do outreach each and every day in the correct way for maybe like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're going to start so many conversations with business owners, and your opportunities are just going to come, assuming that the portfolio is done right and you're targeting the right clients. So this would be my short answer to what to do if you run out of clients. I wouldn't really focus too much on social media. I would just make sure that the portfolio is good, but I wouldn't overthink it and just like overwork it like crazy, because you don't want to be that artist that is good but nobody knows. There's a part of marketing and sales in running a design business, which is really important. So keep the balance in mind, and yeah, hope this video was helpful. And I want to remind you that on my channel I have over 400 videos, so feel free to check them out if you like this type of videos, and I'll see you in the next one.